So we have an album finished. Are you excited?
For sure.
Yeah.
It sounds great, amazing. Hard to believe the prestige attached to this thing, and me.
Yeah, well,
But I mean, like the producer and just the players and the names. It's dying to happen, man.
yeah, absolutely. And what I'm really excited about is the number of people that have heard it, that have been excited about it. Of course, we've just released a video of Neal Morse, and we've got a couple more of him listening to a couple other songs I'm going to, put up on YouTube and let people check out. Of course, Casey McPherson was a part of it from the very beginning, and to have him on board. But everybody that's heard it has just been kind of blown away by it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a whole different ball game, and we just brought on the right people, and bringing you on board. Of course, I just heard the stuff you did with Neal at Morris Fest, and was blown away by that. And I thought, oh well, I don't know him, but I'm going to just approach him and see what he thinks. Unfortunately, you liked what you heard and you want to be a part of it. We've become friends, and hopefully we're going to get to take this stuff to some shows, which are
for sure. That would be cool. I mean, offers come in, but they're rarely at the level that your stuff was already at before I ever heard it. So it was an easy decision.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Noah. But his drumming, man, is just such a powerhouse thing, because he's able to play the kind of prog that we're doing with such energy. There are a lot of guys who can play the licks, but it's kind of dry, and he's able to play all of this complicated stuff and handle all of the different time signatures that I'm throwing at him, and come up with some really unique stuff. But at the same time, it's all very energetic, and it still grooves, which I think is
for sure
part of it. And then when Jeremy adds the bass stuff on it, they're just they're so in sync. It's just it's phenomenal. It's just been a miraculous thing that this group of people got together, with everybody being in different states and different locations and everything.
Well, I'll say one thing as a sidebar. You were talking about the process, and I think definitely in our case, and I think in a lot of cases, if not most, the drums is one of the first things that gets recorded. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
Because everybody else has to go off of that.
Right.
But what blows my mind about that is that in a lot of cases, the song hasn't really become the song yet.
Right.
And I wonder how many guys, once they hear what it's all become with the finished vocals and the changes that we make last minute and stuff like that, I just wonder if they say, oh man, if I'd have known it was going to do that, I would have done this.
Yeah, right. Right.
I mean, I guess that's called overdubs, but unless you got a great budget,
it's
kind of hard to do a lot of that.
Right.
It's as a vocalist, as one of the guys that does the last work on the album, it's amazing to me how in tune they are with what the song is before they really even hear the song.
Right.
Just
right.
kind of hearing a rough draft.
The only thing Noah has said to me that he wishes that he would have done differently. Well, first of all, let's talk about Paul Bielatowicz, okay? Because we love Paul. Paul's an awesome guy, and he stepped in when we needed him on Noisy Talking, and he did that solo that was just fantastic. Now, at the time that we were putting the song together, we didn't know that Paul was gonna do that, and it's Paul doing a solo, then me doing one on sax, then Paul, then me, and it's crazy. It's such a cool moment in the song.
Sure.
And on the album in general, I mean, I really had to step up my playing to keep up with Paul. It was a fun challenge, a really fun challenge. And Noah has said to me, if I knew you guys were going to do all this crazy stuff, I would have done something a little crazier there.
Well, I mean, at some point you just got to call it good, because if everybody's just going to go in and redo what they did based on what the last guy did, it's like the painter that never puts the brush down. It's just
exactly.
You're gonna work on it till you ruin it. So
Well, and that brings me to let's talk about Platforms of Illusion, because that one just really came together fantastically. That's the 20-minute epic. It ended up taking 20 minutes for me to get through everything that I wanted to have happen there. But there's not a lot of gratuitous jamming. There's not a long extended improv section or anything. But
it's more like a mini album. There's really not a ton of recurring anything. It's kind of just a quest that keeps going from section to section, and
right.
The story ties together, and you really don't notice the time go by. I've noticed that too when I listen to it.
Yeah. But I got to tell you that when I was writing it, I was really going like, man, I hope this is going to work. I hope this is going to come together. And then Noah, of course, took it and ran with it, and it was fantastic. And then, you added in all those fantastic harmonies. And I've also got to say, for Seth, man, he just really stepped up in those solos. He's got 3 guitar solos in there. And just from the beginning, there's fantastic. And, and Seth is like, I guess he's 21, 22 now, something like that.
Oh,
and just
get out of here.
Yeah, fantastically.
He's great, man.
Yeah. He's a former student of mine, and he's been helping out from the beginning.
Come to my address. I'm afraid you'll all be witness to distress.
I feel like with that one, because that was the last one we did together, that we all know how we're going to work together. Even though we weren't all in the same room, by that time we were really functioning as a band. And I think that's what makes that sort of the centerpiece of the album, is that we did come together, and really work on that.
The process definitely took shape as we were going. I think we'll have that going for us if we end up getting to do another one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A lot less growing pains and feeling each other out,
come together. And I'll tell you the thing that I'm most proud of. Have you had a chance, because I know that you've been getting the songs from me sort of piecemeal, have you had a chance to listen to it all the way through?
Yeah. 2 or 3 times when you first sent me the link. I think probably 3 times in the first couple days.
Yeah.
Just getting comfortable with the whole flow of it, and because I had no idea what order they were going to go in or anything like that, until I got my hands on it.
What I really am most proud of is that there's a flow from the first song to the last song. I think we go through a lot of different things.
It's cool because it's got kind of that classic prog intro kind of thing, and then it's got kind of a prog ending. So it just kind of comes full circle, and it really works like that. And if you intended that, then I'm even more impressed. And if not, it's great how it turned out.
Well,
the thing I'm most proud of on this album is your songwriting, man. It's
oh man.
I mean, I know you're hearing that
right
more than just me, but that's because it's true.
Well, I appreciate that, and definitely, as far as did I intend that? Yes. Did I have full confidence that that's how it was going to turn out from the beginning? No, I definitely did not. When we finally got the last one finished and I got the chance to listen to it all the way through for the first time, I was like, yes. And I think that for those people who want to go on a journey, on an hour-long musical journey, to just kind of let the music take you somewhere, I think we pulled that off. And
for sure.
And I appreciate what you say about the songwriting. I don't take that lightly. I mean, because
I don't say that lightly.
You've grown up working with one of my favorite songwriters of all time, your Uncle Kerry. So I don't take that lightly. But what I will say for sure is that every one of these songs with the wrong musicians behind it would have fallen flat. You guys put your heart and soul into it. And I'm so greatly appreciative of it, of how it's come together, because you guys believed in the music and you guys put in the work, to make it happen.
You're doing something that so many people probably die without ever actually making happen something that they, some dream they've always had that they just never got to. They got sidetracked, or they put it on the back burner, or they just straight gave up on it.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky enough to be a part of two pretty cool redemption stories. The one about Proto-Kaw, I don't know how much you know about that one, but similar thing where Kerry basically resurrected a bunch of guys' musical existence.
Yeah.
They had all given it up completely, I think, all except maybe John. And they get this call from Kerry and saying, well, it wasn't, it was a process how it came to be, but I mean, they ended up going on CNN or what was it? It was one of the major networks when we were kind of doing all the promotional stuff for the I don't know, I forget which album it was, but they all actually went to New York City and went on some talk shows and stuff to talk about, because it was the story that was really interesting, that this these guys come out of nowhere after having given up 30 years ago and end up making albums, and and so it's kind of the same thing with you. It's something you might just as easily have never taken the time to do, but you stood your ground and you did what was important to you, and that's incredibly admirable, and also makes for a really interesting story if we ever need one to tell.
Well, and I appreciate that. I've been very fortunate, because since I have been a professor of music, I've made my living playing and teaching music for the last 25 years, which has been great. But it does make me think of those people that had to give up music entirely and have spent 20 years as an accountant or whatever, who's had a dream. And I would definitely encourage them, do it, when you get to a point where you can, because now the technology exists.
I was just going to say that it's such a different age. There's so much more opportunity for the average person to explore, that a side of them that they don't normally get to, maybe something that they left behind. Absolutely.
And being in a band with you guys and writing songs for your ability level has pushed me into places, both as a songwriter and as a musician, that's been challenging, at times anxiety inducing, but at the same time just a lot of fun. And then just hearing the final result has been just amazing. Stepping things up, like when you came on board, and then I wrote Ice Thinning, hearing what you can do, and that pushed me as a writer. And
you did a great job, man. You really nailed a song that is like written for me. I mean, I guess that's how you'd put it. It's not it sounds like I'm too big for my britches, but you nailed it, man. That was it sounded like, wow, this was made for me, and I can't wait for people to hear it. I keep saying that, but it's true.
And now we allow the joining of hands, a new beginning, right?
I just hope that when it's out there, I just hope that it finds its audience, because I think that there's an audience out there. It's just a matter of us connecting with them, and but I'm encouraged with we've only had the video up with Neal for a few days, and we've already got several people that are finding us, which is great. And so slowly but surely we'll get there.
No, but look at all the serendipity that's happened so far. There's no way it's going to stop here. We better deplete our supply of serendipity and good fortune. Getting this thing out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think we've got so much good stuff going for us. Any last thoughts?
I'm just excited to see where this goes. I'm ready to ride it, wherever it takes us. So it's just about one big step left, and then it's just kind of let it go and see how it flies.